We are building a brand new field. You, I, those of us who hold this resonance, this understanding, this knowing of themselves, of their consciousness, of their energy, of their soul. We're building a new field. Yes. The new field, a new world, the new earth. Yes. We are building it. That's what we're going to talk about today. Thank you for joining me on the AwakenPod. So let's talk about this. We're building a new field. We're building a new field. We're building a new world. And we're birthing it. We're birthing it. We're the womb, if you will. And it's really cool because we are the waters of the womb. I have a course going on right now about this. And if anybody's interested, there's a link below the video to my website, and it's called Waters of the Sacred Womb. And it's an open registration. But we are the waters of this sacred womb that is birthing this new world. How? Why do I say that? What do I mean by that? So as each individual person experiences their own remembrance, you remember who you are, I remember who I am, as more than just what we thought ourselves to be. And we begin to live from this new knowing, and we begin to allow it to continue to expand and be a part of us. Yes. So the energies start changing. We start changing. Our lives, our worlds start changing. Our relationships, our connections, our jobs, our health, all of it's involved. So, there's no separation. And as everything is moving, and the energy's moving, the waters of our body, yes, which are, there's waters in your organs, there's waters in your blood, the cells, like there's water everywhere. So the waters of the body start to hold the higher consciousness that we are now engaging. So the waters of our body, in all the spaces our waters are, including our glorious tears, our saliva, our sweat, all the way in which we have water in our body, holds, yes, this higher consciousness. And it's in a constant communicative existence, if you will, just as you are, just as I am, just as we are, with the field itself. So the waters of our body not only listen to us, they listen to source in the space of source, outside of the space of source that's in form. So you are source in form. Yes. And there is another space of source simultaneously as prime consciousness. And there's another space of source in this form. And there's another space of source in your mother, your father, your incomprehensible source in all the spaces of itself. Alone could be a great video, right? But let's talk about what's happening with the energies, okay? So the energies in the body are changing as you're, me, as we are. And our waters are listening, and our waters are changing, and our waters are communicating with source at the origin point, and source that is within the form that it is as this water. And this communication is bringing in information. So your waters, your tears, your sweat, your saliva, everything is carrying ascension codes. Yes. Yes. Information. Yes. Of you. And yes, this is being processed in the body. This is being moved in the body, and it is landing. So as it lands, and what I mean by that is it becomes a part of your world. So the way in which you're being you is in direct alignment with and connection with this higher state of consciousness that you are engaging. That is you, your remembrance, It means your thoughts are opening. Your dream space is shifting. Your heart, your body, your throat, your way in which you sense energy or sense movement of emotions, feelings, all of it is changing. All of it is opening, unlocking, because you're opening. I'm opening. We're unlocking ourselves. And the waters of the body of each individual human are carrying that higher flow state, consciousness, and information. And then we are connected. You and I are connected. We have a shared space of conscious alignment in the field itself. And because we share similar belief structures and knowings, we also have a resonance or a similar connection point of alignment in the human collective, which is a part of the field itself, the entire unified field of consciousness. So we have connection points that have many, many, many levels, layers, opportunities for deepening. You have soul connections. You have people you're in this lifetime with that you've been in other lifetimes with. Yes. Those spaces are also activating right now and coming on right now because we also have this movement of our consciousness that is then supportive to those spaces so that there can be resonance for them to actually land, occur, be sustained. And the waters of the body are coming on to create informational flow with us, with our source space, outside of our form, inside of our form, communicating with itself as it expands and communicating with one another, the other spaces of itself as it expands. And the waters of all of us, yes, unified together, creating a womb, in a sense, that is birthing our new world. Yes. By the way we are being this frequency, this space of consciousness and beyond, it is the birth process. It is the gestation of the new earth. It is the building of, the creation of, yes, the new grid. The earth has a grid. It has a grid of light. It has a foundational structure that's energetic only. So like if you were to allow yourself to imagine this, it would be as if you see a physical world. You see a physical world, you and what's around you, and that's the slowest rate of energy. Yes, that is the field, but then to become form, it slowed itself down. But if you are allowing yourself to imagine and lean into the concept of this is also energy in motion at a higher flow state of itself outside of form, light beings and the soul itself and the field itself, it's just energy. It's beautiful energy and light and frequency and vibration, and it's just going and going and going and going and going. And in that are all these different field planes. Yes. And it's very complex and it's innumerable and incomprehensible, but great. I love that. Let it be. That's fantastic. But they are all doing whatever they are doing in order to support the spaces that they are there to be, that they are created for. And New Earth, we are creating that space. We are creating that energy grid that is running, yes, the New Earth. We are birthing it. We are the womb. Yes. And another really beautiful thing that's happening with this process is we're realizing what we're doing. We're starting to register what we're doing. We're starting to become aware of what we're doing and be more directive with what we're doing, which is very important as well. More responsible for what we're doing. And some of us have been trusting and leaning in for many years and showing up and being parts of spaces to assist gridding and activating and sustaining higher field states for Earth, for humanity. And we really didn't have a lot to go on, but we had enough. And that trust level and connection with Source itself propelled us forward. And the expansiveness of our consciousness is now available because we leaned in, because we trusted, because we allowed, because we showed up. So now the body, yes, is in a new space of itself, and the heart center even is in a new space of itself. And so the heart centers in the human beings that are in this space of connection and allowing this space of alignment of their higher flow state, their higher consciousness awareness, if we're living from that space of ourselves, our hearts, there's a portal right above the heart organ, or kind of behind it and up above it a little bit. Yes. There's a portal. It's an actual entry, exit point portal that is in the body. And so this, yes, heart portal is how we bring more of our I am, our higher consciousness, into our vessel, into our now human life. It's all about the heart. And then it moves through the waters. The waters hold the frequency. The waters amplify the frequency. The waters solidify the frequency, sustain the frequency. And we birth and align, yes, new fields of consciousness. So the heart portals are not only having this experiential space for themselves and for the individualized experience, exploration of the life that's inside that individual person, but at the same time, the heart portals are now communicating with one another. And this is fantastic. And I first noticed this, clients, I'd get on a call with a client. I've been doing this for years. And many of you may remember, you may have been one of the spaces, right? And I would say, I just need to breathe you in for just a minute. Yes. Yes. I just need to sit with you for just a minute before we start the call. I would always say that because my heart, I could feel my heart talking to their heart and their heart talking to my heart. Our hearts centers, our heart portals are communicating, and they have been for quite some time. But the more we become available and aware, the more we set a sustainable frequency or vibration to support this and encourage this. And now the communications has expanded to a creative state of communication. Yes. Yes. And this is a really big one. And this takes a couple breaths, and that's an understatement. Because when you first start working with and or engaging this space of yourself, and some of you already have, and some of you, you're almost there. But what I mean by that is you make connection with someone, a family member, a friend, somebody you work with, whatever it is, that doesn't matter. Could be a stranger, but you know because your hearts start to communicate with each other as you just are in each other's vicinity. And it doesn't even have to always be that you're in person. It can happen in dream space. It can happen in a meditation. It can happen in an energy session. It can happen in the middle of the day and you're daydreaming, or just they pop into your thoughts and you think of them and you can feel them and you can sense them. And that's because you are connecting with them. They're connecting with you, and it's heart to heart. Yes. It only happens with those that you hold a complete sacred alignment with. So it's in no way ever intrusive. It can't be. It's just impossible. This only happens at a higher field state flow. But it's happening more and more because this is what we're maintaining. This is what we're living as, engaging alignment in. So there's a meaning to it. There's a purpose to it. And it's always going to start out at a self level. So there's going to be just more of you knowing you, even though you're connecting in with somebody else. And there's this massive movement of energy and flood of emotion and sensation and remembrance. There's a deeper knowing of you. And you could not sustain that or even activate that if you weren't ready to know more of you. And then in the knowing of you comes this part of the process in which you kind of take yourself to spaces you thought you were. Maybe spaces that were more judgmental, more separated out, heavier in some way. And you do that, I do that, we do that because in order to know ourselves better, we have to take the spaces that were slower and we have to give them the opportunity to shift and be seen in a new light because we're not who we were the last time we looked at them. The last time we leaned into that space of ourselves, we're not who we were. And so our higher state of consciousness is going to change the flow state of whatever we look at. So if you look at an echo of yesterday, an old judgment of yesterday, an old space of yesterday from the new space of today, it's going to affect it. It's going to shift it. It's going to alchemize it. It's going to shift, change, move. And it needs to, because now you're in a level of heart coherence that is flooding your being with that love, that sacred remembrance of yourself and of others. And these activations are going off inside of you, inside of me, that are part of this process. And it's beautiful. It can feel a little bit intense at first. Breathe, lean in. I listen to music. I go out in nature. That helps me a lot. I eat good food too. Be human. It'll help you. You're here to do this. But find the way that works for you. But there's a purpose here that's the self first. It always has to be that. And then because it's a unified field consciousness that's expanding and we're experiencing these deep soul remembrances with others that are here purposefully to activate us and we to activate them because we signed on, we agreed, we've done it before, we'll do it again. This is who we are. It's part of the process. All of this is happening for a reason. It has to start with the self first, then it merges into the other who you have this really big connection with. And you can have multiple connections. I have deep connections with many people in very different ways. Not all, I do not have the same type of sacred remembrance and sacred love with each one of these soul space remembrances. They're very unique, but they're all valuable. They're all valuable. They all offer a little bit of a different space of remembrance, space of activation, space of alignment. And I are also offering them. It's completely balanced. It's completely balanced. They're not here to save you. You're not here to save them. It's a completely unified field remembrance alignment. It's really, really beautiful, really freeing. But once it moves through the self space, and it does quite efficiently, it's going to feel big in certain points. But within a week or two, you're going to be on the other side of it and you're going to go, it's going to feel like that was 2 years of movement. And it was basically 14 days, But then it's going to move into this unified field space at a deeper level. So the heart communications are doing that self space movement, absolutely, which is invaluable. It's incomprehensible what's happening. It's beautiful beyond words. But then the heart communication is also beyond the self space, going into a unified field energy creation flow. Yes. So if you have a soul remembrance space with someone, yes, could be a child, your child, it could be your spouse, it could be a stranger, it could be a dear friend, it could be a parent, it doesn't matter. But you'll know that you know that you know. We've misinterpreted them for a very long time. And it's not that it's wrong. It just kept us in a specific field state of awareness and availability. And we have the opportunity to interpret them very differently now. And I'm doing that. And many others are doing this as well. And we're experiencing the difference. And it is incredible. It is incredible where we are taking ourselves and what we are remembering and what we are activating in one another and in ourselves and in a world that we're creating as well. A world that we're creating as well. So when the hearts begin to speak to one another, the self space happens, the unified connective of the soul remembrance happens, and then this codex or codicy of information starts to come in that is for the new field creation. It's for the new field state. So the hearts of the two become an alignment of one. Yes. Yes. Osonea ka otoai. And through those two that become one, it is a divine union moment in a sense. The energies of the two merging into one at a higher field state alignment create a spiral of light. And the spiral of light comes from and forth. And the information from the spiral of light comes up, out, and around. So you have the two hearts, they become one, and they make this information spiral that is building a field of resonance to birth a world. And it circles back around. I kind of drew it, but it's a little sketch on a dry erase board. I'm not high tech, but we'll allow. So you have two individuals, and this is at one level. This expands out further to be in larger collective fields as well, but this is an origination point. So we always go to an origination point to allow for clarity, and then we build from there. So two individuals, a remembrance factor of soul alignment, lifetimes. Yes. And the hearts begin to speak. So it starts here first. This is the very first thing. None of this is here yet. Just the two and the communication, the remembrance, spark, and then the codicy, or the codex of information. Each has their own, but then those that are designed to do this, there's an sacred alignment that they activate in each other to make the unified field. And then it flows out and around, and it creates what I'm deeming, in a sense, a higher dimensional womb space, womb field. And here is what they create. So this is the availability of limitless potential based upon the communications, the connectivity, the higher dimensional information that is creating this womb, and the waters of the bodies creating this womb, amplifying this light to create that new field and to create that new world. And so we have many on earth that are doing this right now, and it's really, really powerful work. I'm not an artist, so I'm just going to do a little bit of a doodle here, and it's going to kind of try to relay, but just allow, if you could imagine, that we're creating the new earth. And it's through the heart, and it's through the information that's able to come forth because of the way in which we're navigating, the way in which we're living, processing, engaging ourselves, one another, the expansion process in general, the way in which we're engaging, the way in which we're directing is then the way in which we're creating. And the heart is amplifying it. The heart is the I am within the now. The heart is the sacred heart. It's the sacred heart remembrance, which is your I am frequency flowing in your now. And it is the expansion of that energy to allow it to continue to move and to flow at higher and higher field states. Does this make sense to you? I used to say that all the time. I still do, but I think I'm going to adjust that phrase. I talked about it the other day in, I think, Mindset Check-In class I teach on Patreon. If you're not already on Patreon, go check me out. A.L. Garris on Patreon. There's a link below the video. But I'm going to change the phrase from, does this make sense to you? I still say that because I love to say it. But I'd like to also say, does this resonate? Does this resonate? Because when you say, does this resonate, it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make complete sense and look completely like doable, normal. But if it resonates, it means you feel it in some way. You sense it is true. It's a part of a know that you know that you know, even if you don't have the details or the definitions. So, does this resonate? That we're speaking to one another with our hearts? Does this resonate that the waters of our body are speaking with Source itself? Our waters are Source itself. That's how the communication is happening. It's not sending out some ping to some far off space. It's built in within the frequency of the water. And the way in which the hearts are communicating and the waters communicating and amplifying, and these massive new spaces of consciousness itself are flowing through form-based units, us, vessels, humans, beings that said, let me go, I'll do it, I'll remember when I need to, I'll come on when I'm ready, and I will be that alignment. I will engage the higher flow state, and I will activate the others who are here to do this as well, and I will meet them, and I will find ways for us to work together with the planet, with each other, to help facilitate the move of energy, of consciousness itself, the shift of an entire species. Does this resonate with you? Does this resonate with you? I'm just going to take a minute because I can feel my heart talking to your heart, and I can feel your heart talking to my heart. So just allow a breath. Eyes open, eyes closed, doesn't even matter anymore. Just allow a breath. Just allow the space. So beautiful. Hello, Holy One. Hello, hello. Yes. Thank you for being this space. If you ever feel this and it by any chance feels big, just remember, just remind yourself, it feels big because the beauty, the joy, the love, the freedom, the peace, the balance, the coherence, the harmony that is this, is that big and then some. And it's landing in a now as we allow and trust ourselves and be supportive, substantiated spaces of connection in which it is welcome to land in. And allow your breath. Allow your breath. Your breath is your ally. Allow your breath. Allow the space. I share a lot of audios and teaching videos on my other YouTube channel, Garris. There's a link below this video, I believe. Engage, connect, lean in, listen with your heart, and allow. You came for this. You came for this. You came to remember. You came to be this alignment. You came to trust yourself and allow this space. Aktena kokoa. Nea sa otoaye. Nea sa otoaye. Yes. Iana kawakea. Opoaye. Iana nawa noa. Iana nawa noa. I remember you. Thank you for finding your way here. Thank you for living awakened. I will see you in the next space of us, holy ones. I love you. I love you. I love you.